Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rise Up After Hours. My name's Danielle, and we are here tonight on July, what day is today? The 12th, Tuesday, July 12th, with some pretty awesome guest speakers tonight. I'm excited for you guys to hear what they have to say. But real quick, let's get into it. It is transition month, so I'm just going to really briefly talk to you guys about what things you could be doing if you haven't already done them, which is order your new testers and at least catalogs or showcase brochures. They are cheaper to mail. They are a little bit more cost effective. They just don't have the bundles. They don't have the host and join information. So take that, with you and decide what works for you and your business. In other news, we have coming this Monday, some product releases. So we have, oh goodness, off the top of my head, Wally, and we have the Moana collection, which is Pua, and much anticipated Hey Hey, which is super exciting. And am I missing anything big, you guys? Anybody want to shout out like something else that's pretty big happening?
I thought it was releasing on Tuesday because Monday something important was going on, so it's actually Tuesday.
Krista is on it because that's absolutely true. Thank you, Krista.
No problem.
Love it. So yes, and then other really big news, which is super exciting. So if you haven't seen or you didn't see any of my SFR pictures on Instagram or on our Facebook page, you don't know, but I'm telling you now. So, we've partnered with Becky and her amazing team. I decided that it would be a really awesome thing to invite Leslie and Daryl on and be part of Rise Up After Hours. They are really great friends of ours and we love sharing ideas. So welcome to Leslie and Daryl's team. Woohoo! So excited to have you guys. We'll be hearing from them. We're gonna take turns and share different ideas and kind of work together to basically bring you all kinds of really great things for your business to help you grow. And then you can take the bits and pieces that work best for you and your life and your lifestyle and make that work for you. On that note, let's get to our guest speaker tonight. Guest speaker is Cara. Cara and her husband, Todd. They are here from Canada. I say here, they're in Canada currently. And they have been consultants, well, I should say, it will be 3 years in October. They have 2 very lovely boys. And what else? Oh my goodness, I totally read your thing and I totally forgot to spur of the moment. Yeah, we're just going to basically hear tonight about how Scentsy has changed their family and the way they view life and their day-to-day lives, the impact that it's made. So I'm super excited to have you guys hear from them. If you have any questions in the comments, of course, go ahead and hop in there. And yep. Yeah, you're good to go. I'm going to go ahead. I think I can feature you or spotlight you. There you go. There we go.
Ooh, there's a couple of good looking folks.
Spotlighted. Take it away.
Do my hair.
Yes, I don't mind being interrupted if you have a question or anything like that. Let me get this set up. Danielle said I could make slides if I wanted to, and I thought, hell yeah, I love playing with stuff and just fiddling, and since I came across Canva, it's just so much more fun.
Agreed.
So yeah, I'm taking a page out of her book and I've got stuff. So yes, can you guys see that?
We're good.
Yeah, I joined in October of 2019, and we've got 2 boys, Gavin, who is 12, and Owen, who is 9. We currently have 4 cats, so if you see a cat tail or anything, or this guy.
It's not so much currently as we're maxed out at 4 cats. It's no more currently.
Yeah, that's our max. So yeah, we've got a pretty busy house. But since since I joined Scentsy, this has been kind of my mantra, my motto: learn to rest, not quit. Because there have been so many times when I thought, this is too much, I'm quitting. But then like the next day I'd be like, I can do this. So I really learned through training that Becky has put on and the wellness webinars that Scentsy had, and just the whole like Scentsy, what's the word I'm thinking of? Like the way we all just support each other, like the
Community.
Yeah, the Scentsy community, their whole outlook on life and day to day really reinforced a lot of things in my life. So this was, I really learned quickly, maybe not quickly, I take that back. It had to be pounded into my head quite a few times that if I took a day off, or if I had to go, have a nap or go take care of my kids for the afternoon or the whole day or anything like that. You're doing weird things.
I'm gonna try to fit.
It didn't matter because my Scentsy business would still be there as long as I came back the next day, as long as I didn't ignore it too long.
I'm making it big. I'm a big man. I got
Okay.
my business.
So when we started, I actually found pictures way back from 2019. So this is not current of my boys. They're they look like
Hulk as opposed to in front of Hulk.
Yeah, they've really up and out. They've really beefed up in the last 2 years. It's crazy how solid they look now. But I purely joined for the discounts, and because I heard that Scentsy had made an agreement with Star Wars. And we are a big Star Wars family, big nerds of pretty much everything, but especially Star Wars. So I hummed and hawed for months and months, and pretty much every time I'd go, at that time Becky was still doing nails out of her mom's house while she was doing hair. Pretty much every time I went and got my nails done, I would say, yeah, I've been thinking more about joining Scentsy. I really should do it. I should just, give you the $130 and let's do it. And she'd be like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. And then I'd, nail appointment be done. I'd go home and I'd wait another 4 weeks. So I finally took the plunge, and I did it purely for the discounts and to get paid for nerd stuff. I think the last warmer I bought, like from Becky, was the Darth Vader bust that shines the 3 ships on the wall. I think that's the very last one that she got my money from, because I wanted my money after that. And knowing that they were going to come out with a whole bunch more products, I just said enough's enough. We're going to be buying this stuff. We had been using pretty much everything. I think we were into the laundry. We're definitely cleaning. We had a few buddies. I think was Chewy our first buddy.
Chewy was the first one.
I think Chewy was our first one. But yeah, it finally just made enough sense for me. And so I didn't do anything for the first few months except buy stuff from ourselves for ourselves. I think I sold a couple of maybe one of our really geek friends, the Cloud City warmer that came out that Christmas with Star Wars. but I really wasn't doing anything with it. We were busy. We were in Scouts, and we love to just do spur of the moment road trips. And we were geocaching quite a bit at that time. If you don't know what geocaching is, you follow your phone to a like GPS location and you look for a little hidden thing.
I know what it is.
Yeah, like a tiny thing to a big box. And
Treasure
yeah,
hunting,
treasure
yeah.
hunting, exactly. And so yeah, we would do that all over the city and outside of the city and stuff. It's super fun. We still do it occasionally. I think we've exhausted the city a little bit more. We need to venture out of our comfort zone. But yeah, I didn't want anything else in my life. I had a comfortable job that I mostly liked
At the time.
And so it was just for me. I wasn't planning on doing anything with it. And then for some reason, Becky asked me late February if I wanted to take this class that she was going to do to help grow everybody's business and stuff like that. And I say I don't know why she asked me, because I wasn't doing anything with my business. I barely had put in 500 PRV since like in the last 3 months. But I'm glad she did, because I said yes. And March 1st, this class started. 2 weeks into it, COVID hit and the world shut down. So we kind of had to learn together how to work our businesses while still staying at home and not going out to see anybody. So that was actually probably one of the best things, that I had this group of how many, 6 or 8 people in this class. We were given ideas back and forth. So one of the things, this was about the time that I started finding these inspirational sayings, I guess. I've never been one to really pay attention to them. But I'm gonna put you guys down because I'm probably covering things, I realized. I never was one to pay attention to them, but they just started hitting home and making more sense to me. So I've shared a few of the more yeah, some of the ones that really hit home hard throughout this. So if you want, if you see any that really resonate with you as well, I can definitely share them. I'm on Pinterest. That's where I put everything. So find me on Pinterest and you'll find them too. Becky never asked me. She just she had her things there at her nail desk. She had a little warmer and, well, I guess she used lotion at the end of our appointments. Oh, for the program. I guess I was purely hoping for just a little bit more cash each month. Like I thought, you know, I like this product and maybe I can make a little bit more money on the side to pay for our family outings. So yeah, some of the things that we tried never really worked. They, you know, we tried mailing out, making flat samples to mail out, and sharing more online, just like increasing our online presence more and more. And for me, looking back at it now, I know I wasn't 100% committed to it. So nothing was really working the way I wanted it to work. But slowly I could see my PRV increasing because I get, you know, I don't know, I think my mom bought a hand lotion for a friend, or, you know, I just get 1 or 2 orders a month. So I could see my PRV just slowly increasing. And that's what kept me going. If you don't see movement in your business, look harder and focus on that, because that's like, I would go up like small amounts, you guys, like 5 or 10 PRV, you know, a month, but it was something that I'm like, hey, I wasn't there last month, so it's still moving forward.
Every little trickle, if you follow it, leads to a huge stream, which leads to a river, to an ocean. I mean, it might not be big in front of you, but it happens.
Yeah.
It grows.
So then during all of this, my day job was doing payroll for small businesses. So when COVID hit, everybody shut down. I saw all my friends go online and like, hey, I'm stuck at home for 2 weeks, nothing to do. You know, I'm going to take up this hobby. My job didn't do that. It went the exact opposite. My workload increased. My knowledge level had to increase overnight because everybody wanted to know about the government programs coming out. And everybody laid off their people. I don't know how many record of employments, I don't know what they're called in the States, layoff slip I had to do that year, but it was more than I have ever done in my life. And that just kept going through the whole year. Like, people would get laid off and then they think, okay, we can reopen things again. No, we have to shut things down again, lay off. And it just kept going and going and going. And I was never getting recognition for the work I was doing. It was just, oh, here's someone else signing up for payroll because they don't understand the program and they want us to just take it over. So we just get handed like this electronic file of papers and be expected to sort it out. So I really had to start focusing day to day, how I was going to get through this day. You know, I'd regret, or not regret, but I'd drag my feet going down to my desk in the morning. I didn't want to go do payroll. But then Scentsy started. I wish I could find my notes from it, but they started I think it was a 4-part Zoom webinar. And it wasn't anything related to Scentsy specifically. It was just like life motivation or something like that. I'm gonna have to go through all my notebooks and find the notes from that time period because I'd like to.
It's a lot of notebooks.
Yeah, I got a lot of just like 2-page notes in every notebook. But those saved me. Those were, if I couldn't get to them during the day, I would watch the recording, although the recording took quite a while, like I want to say almost a week to come out. So it was like, if I missed the live recording, then I really had to just hang on until I could watch when they released the recording of it. But then, and along with, and this class with Becky was still going. So she would come up with ways, like one challenge for a week would be to, you know, pack your orders a different way and stuff. So it helped with my creativity side. I've always liked being a little bit artistic, but I've never really found an outlet for it. And now I think I've realized it's like Excel sheets and lists and presentations. I like to think of an organized geek.
She balances my chaos out very well.
Yes. But yeah, if you come and like look at the pile of papers on my desk, I'm organized online, not in my physical life. But yeah, I found, that creative outlet and, and the mental support I needed to get through day to day. So I actually, if I remember correctly, I think this was actually one quote that Becky kept quoting to me that first year, is like, you don't look at your end goal. Don't look at where you want to be in 5 years. Like, yeah, you want to get to director at this point, but what do you have to do this week or this day to get there? So she really made me focus in on the here and now instead of the 5-year plan. So we started to find a system, I guess, through the first little bit of COVID there.
A lot of trial and error.
Mhm.
And we started putting the pieces of a puzzle together.
Yeah.
We figured out how to approach people. We figured out our way of talking to people. Myself, I'm not too concerned about talking to folks. Cara, on the other hand, I'm going to say right now, Scentsy has changed Cara from a introverted, amazing woman to this blossoming flower when it comes to public speaking and talking to people and whatnot. Like,
I remember doing my first live in that class that Becky was having, that Becky put on, and she said, you have to do a live this week. I was like, oh, hell no, lady. I am not doing that. There is no way. Like, put me in front of 20 people or 30 people in a room, and I could do it. But just the thought of going live was just like, no, that is not happening. So sometimes, like, it'll still pop up in my memories, of course, on Facebook, and I watch it and I can just see like my hands shaking and I can hear my voice quivering. It's really just, it's kind of funny to look back and see how far I've come. But if you guys are struggling with lives, I'll say the way I got through it was I was sitting at my kitchen table one day doing crafts with my kids, and we came up with an idea to mail out just like simple little drawing type postcards to our friends. And so I just went live and I said, hey, here we are, we're doing this. Do you want a postcard? And yeah, it was completely terrifying. I had to like hold my phone, like my thumb over the start live button. And I'd be like, okay, just do it. Just hit the button, and you have to just do it. It was horrible, but I did it. And now I love doing lives. If I don't do a live in a while, I almost like crave it, and I start looking around like my Scentsy desk. I'm like, what can I go? Yeah, I'm like, what can I show my people? So it's really funny that yeah, like even this week, I'm like, I haven't gone live since before SFR. Like I should show them something. So Scentsy definitely did that. I never would have done that if I hadn't joined Scentsy. So now I call myself introverted extrovert, because I still need my alone time to recharge, but I'll go up and talk to people. Usually, I think it's easier online now than it is in person, which is funny because it was the other way around.
I now call myself a well-scented extrovert.
Yes. So yeah, we found our groove through the first, I don't know, year and a half of COVID. Todd, I had always worked at home. I did payroll at home for about 2 years before COVID. So when everybody was sent home to work, I was already there. So it wasn't anything new to me. But when I started Scentsy and wanted to start selling Scentsy, I realized I have no outlet. Like I have no coworkers that I can go start sharing with, like sharing this product with. So Todd started selling at the hospital. He does security at the hospital. So he started selling at the hospital, and I just really increased my online presence. So that was how we managed for a while. We tried mystery bags and online parties. I started doing marketplace ads, and every year Becky does these really fantastic holiday bundles. So I thought, oh, I can do that. I love wrapping things. So I tried that, and some worked. The online ads and bundles worked. So I have continued doing that. But for me, the mystery bags and online parties, just nobody wanted to do that. So we just, and like there was other things we tried. I couldn't remember all of them, but we just tried different things. I would watch YouTube videos.
And we keep trying.
Yep.
Like we've never stopped trying something new. It works or it doesn't. If it works, it's in the toolbox. If it doesn't work, we actually put it in the back burner until it comes up again, and we'll try again.
Yep. So one thing I find kind of funny, almost monthly, Todd will expect a Scentsy bag to go to work with him because I prep scent of the month flyers and samples. Transition month, I usually send them with a stack of scented stickers to put on the new smell grid. And I load up my Scentsy bag and I put it by the front door, and he takes it to work. And about 3 a.m. he does my Scentsy work for us.
And I love it. I love
Yeah.
I get to sit there, I get to play with smelly stickers, I get to stuff baggies. I mean, you know, Cara has her listing. I've got an entire system where I can hammer
Assembly
out
line.
assembly line. I think one year I did over 1,000 stickers in the span of 3 hours, just because it was tick, 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 and I had nobody to bother me to do it. It was so cool.
Yeah.
It smelled so good.
So yeah, we found our groove and we stuck to it. But then I started in 2021. I started having really bad physical pain, and I got tired all the time. I couldn't get through a day without like going and laying down for a fairly long nap. Sometimes I would stay there right till supper. And I remember some nights boys would even come and hug me goodnight while I was still in bed. And so with Todd previously have gone through PTSD at work, he realized pretty quickly that I was getting pretty severely depressed. And then April 1st, in 2021, the day after, no, it wasn't April, it was March 1st, the day after our T4s, oh, I know what you guys call them, but I can't remember right now. You know, our tax employment slips. That was my job every year, to prepare a few thousand of those through January and February. And in 2022, it was 1,000 times worse, of course, because everybody had these government programs and a lot more employees coming and going. So March 1st, the day after the deadline, I had my first full-blown anxiety attack. I was on the phone with a member who was reaming me out for something that he didn't do. And I actually had to hang up. I don't remember what I said to him, but I hung up and I couldn't breathe. My chest was tight. I thought I might be having a heart attack. Crying uncontrollably. I had no idea what was going on. And then I realized it was a panic attack from helping Todd go through his PTSD and recover from that. I realized this is the same thing Todd has gone through. A few days later, I had another one. And so I told my boss about it, and he gave me 2 weeks off. He's like, hey, go sit on the couch and get better. And I did, and I came back, and nothing was fixed. Of course, I came back to the same job. So I finally, probably in about August, I let this go for months and months, and probably in about August, I finally went to the doctor, and he diagnosed me with depression and sent me to a specialist for my more of my physical symptoms and stuff like that. So long story short, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease and put on, I don't know, we tried about half a dozen antidepressants to see which one would work for me. And so I'm, started recovering and everything. And in the fall, I really started relying on any kind of Scentsy contact, any kind of Zoom meetings, any kind of trainings, anything I could get my hands on. It was almost like my jolt of coffee in the morning, my caffeine. It would keep me going for another 24 hours or something like that.
Your people are your endorphins.
Yeah, they're my endorphins. So in Jacqueline's Zoom meetings on Monday night, I started seeing and hearing about Ryan Berneman and how he basically was in a similar position. He hated his job. He wanted to quit. He was very vocal about it. Like he's not shy at all. If you guys have ever met him, he's awesome. And then a few months later, I found out he quit his job and he was full-time Scentsy. I was just like, oh, like that's what I have to do. He kind of became my role model and my inspiration. So I finally was able to meet him at SFR a few weeks ago, and I could tell him how he inspired my life. And yes, I had to get a selfie with him because he's just that awesome. So, and I guess I didn't even realize it, but I didn't even mention Ryan to Todd throughout the months. And when he found out he was my inspiration, even though Todd was telling me daily to quit my job, he had to go shake Ryan's hand. He's like, well, at least someone got through to him, through to me. Mm-hmm. So yeah.
I tried. It's not as inspiring as I think I am.
There's always hang-ups that I gotta go through, like financial. Quitting my job and losing a regular income was a huge, no, we got 2 boys. I can't do that. So yes, I finally did quit my day job. I finally went on medical leave right before Christmas. And then I gave my final notice February 28th of 2022. So even though I hated them and they didn't show me any respect, I didn't want to screw them in the middle of T4 season either. So I left before it really started, and then I waited until it was over, and then I just quit. I don't know. it made sense in my head. So I had decided, after hearing Ryan's story and stuff, I decided this is not how I want, like, I don't want to be here when I'm 45 or 50 still doing a 9-to-5 job, working for someone else. I really had nowhere to promote to, no pension or like any kind of long-term benefits. And one of my coworkers was at that exact stage. She was raising her kids, 9-to-5 job, you know, getting barely over minimum wage. And I didn't want to be her. So I finally quit and decided to change my story. And through Todd's insistence, he assured me that he would take in any overtime shifts needed. I started focusing 100% on Scentsy.
Damn right.
So it has definitely changed my life. I've been happier the last, what is it, July? 4 or 5 months. I didn't do much. I basically, like in January, February, I just kind of slept and went to treatments and specialist appointments. Like I didn't do much in January and February.
You healed
Yeah, I healed
a
basically.
lot.
And once I had like put that final nail in the coffin on February 28th and said, no, I'm done. You know, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and I started enjoying day-to-day things. So yeah, I threw myself into Scentsy. We totally reorganized the basement to work better for Scentsy. And my crafting, I got the Cricut that I have too is also like my happy place. So it's all Scentsy and crafting area now, which, yeah, it's my happy place. I love coming down here in the morning, and
It's the creator's cave.
I leave the boys upstairs, bring my coffee down here, and I hide happily in my cave. I don't sit here depressed in my hovel. So then, you know, just doing trade shows and working my business. And I already knew I was going to SFR. So Becky, Chad, and Todd and I hopped in the car and we drove 19 hours down to Salt Lake City, and we went shopping. We had a few days of just shopping and just being us as a couple, and the 4 of us as just adults and just hanging out. And that was probably the cherry on top of everything that had happened to me in the last few months. We had an amazing time. Like, you guys need to, if you've never been to SFR, start putting away your pennies. It is life-changing. And
all natural lemonade with the squirt and nerds, please.
oh, total inside joke. But yeah, we had a lot of good laughs. And before we left, Becky and I always kind of joked, like, we'll either love each other even more after this trip, spending like, what did I work it out to? Almost 2 days, or was it 2.5 days in a car together?
50 hours.
Yeah, in the end, it was 50 hours. So it was a long time in the car together. Yeah, we'll either love each other or we'll absolutely hate each other. And I'm glad to say we love each other even more after that time.
And what's even funnier is there's so much love to go around. We made new friends too.
Yes, she introduced us to Daryl and Leslie and Danielle, and like, it just, I don't know about you guys, but we just felt like it clicked, and like we'd known you forever. And we met a few of our own friends as well, made some connections with other, it seemed to be a lot of women, young and old, that would see how active Todd was with like my Scentsy career. And we even had one woman come up to us and ask me if she could take a picture of Todd to take home and show her people what a real Scentsy man looks like. And we had another woman come up to us and want a selfie with us because she wanted to take that picture home to her husband and say, like, look, this is what we could be. So that was very cool. I think I said to Todd that night, I'm like, did you kind of, well, I said, I kind of feel like a Scentsy celebrity, but nobody even knows who we are. We just like spoke up once or twice and like people wanted pictures with us. It was weird.
I screamed at the masses.
But yeah, Todd's kind of used to it because he's an actor and he actually gets recognized for a few of his films and stuff. But yeah, I've never had anybody come up and be like, hey, can I get a picture with you before? So it was a very interesting moment, but total life-changing. And I will say, I'll do the classic Todd plug. If you've ever get a chance to watch Just Friends with Ryan Reynolds, Todd's in it. Look for him in the first, what did we decide? 22 minutes or something like that?
It's like the first 5 minutes.
No, it's longer than that.
10
About the first half hour, he's in it. That's where a lot of people recognize him from. What advice do you have? Doesn't know quite where.
The best thing you can do for not knowing where to start is try anything. Start anywhere. Like as cheesy as it sounds, one of our house mottos comes from the cartoon Zootopia. The character Gazelle, voiced by Shakira, in her song says, "Try everything, anything," and that's how we live. It's we try anything. If you think you have an idea as to how to approach somebody, try it. It's gonna work or it's not. But if it doesn't work, then you know to try something else. You know to keep moving forward. And as long as you're always moving forward and you just keep trying, you're gonna grow. That's how we got to where we are right now. Is we just tried. We failed a lot, but we succeeded surprisingly more times than we failed. You just have to try. And,
I say you only fail when you quit. I don't think you guys have failed yet. So
well, if you fail, it's your first attempt in learning.
Yeah, that's what fail stands for.
Just like stop stands for skid tires on pavement.
But yeah, start small. One thing I've always heard in Scentsy trainings is make a list of all the good ideas you hear, but only do one at a time. Don't start 3 different things or even like 6 things, but like don't start a bunch of things at the same time and expect them to work. If you don't do scent of the month mail or like monthly happy mail, start there. It's easy. It's you don't need the scent of the month. It doesn't have to be the sample each month. You can just send a postcard with like a handwritten note saying like, hey, guess what the next warmer of the month is? Like, it does not have to be complicated, doesn't have to be big and elaborate. Just pick one thing and what was I told that one time? Do it for 6 months. You don't know if something's going to work or not unless you do it for 6 months. And I remember hearing that when I started mystery bags, and I thought, okay, I'm going to do this. I love doing this kind of thing. I was in my 3rd month and I thought, no one's doing this. I should just quit. But I was like, no, I got to hit that 6 months. So I did it for 3 more months, and still wasn't working. But then I knew I had tried and I gave it up. But I know 6 months sounds like a long time for some people. Once you get the groove of it, whether it's working or not, I would add another little thing. And then like once you get the hang of that and that in a groove, then maybe you want to take away the first thing and add something else. But start small. Go on YouTube. Like seriously, I'm sure you guys have heard that a million times, but there's so much knowledge just sitting there on YouTube. And I didn't follow people right in the beginning. And I wish I had, because there's some people that I learned things from and I can't remember their name and I can't find them anymore. But if you find someone you like, follow them, because then I go back every month or maybe every 2 months and I look to see if they have a new video, or maybe I'll rewatch an old video, and I just kind of put it in my long-term memory. So. Oh yeah, I was going to say, if you can't read it, they had this one picture here, they had columns in the convention center wrapped with blank speech bubbles, and you could go up and you could write your Scentsy is thing. So I stood there for quite a while, but I was amazed. Then a good idea actually came to me, and I wrote it out. And I said, Scentsy is a path to the life I have dreamed about: family, creativity, fun, and support. I get the support that I need from Scentsy, even if it's like the automated like happy birthday from Heidi and Orville. Like it's more than I've ever had in my life before.
That'd be nice to get.
Yeah, Todd doesn't even get that. And like the charms and like just the little things when you get it in the mail. And I realized that's how your customers think too. Like you may think, oh, it's just such a small little thing. Your customers don't like, oh, it's just junk mail to them. But how do you feel when you get a tiny little thing in the mail and stuff? So every little bit makes me want to keep going. And you know, seeing my PRV and my team grow over the year has really been cool. I have a team of 5 now, including me. And honestly, when I look back, I think, I don't even know how that happened. Like it just
Going to a stream.
Yeah, like I kept doing the same thing. It's repetition. So
one of my favorite quotes, Cara, I'm gonna jump in here real quick, it's by Rory Vaden. He's the author of one of my favorite books when I first started learning all about direct sales and what we do as Scentsy consultants. And it's small tasks done every day, little by little, add up to big results. And I'm sure I'm butchering it, but you get the gist of it.
Yeah.
And it's so true. It's small, consistent daily habits. And it, and I think a large part of it, I know for me, and I know a few of my team members have mentioned to me that when we have all these ideas, you guys are here at the trainings, you're watching the replay perhaps, and you have some idea of what you want to try, and you decide to do it, you implement it, but then it's not consistent maybe, or something, life happens and something gets in your way. And then all of a sudden, like there's this spiral of thinking saying, well, I'm just going to throw it out the window, or I'm just going to, like, I'm not good enough, I messed up. But it's only one day, one time, one moment and that's the hard part, I think, for a lot of people. So I guess it's interesting to hear your guys' perspective, and Daryl or Leslie, if you guys want to jump in, or even Diana, if you're here and you guys are here live, we can kind of open it up. If you guys, were you all done? I'm sorry.
No, that, yes.
I'm all assuming.
Way to steal our thunder.
No, you're actually like going down the same path. I was gonna say, like, I would love to hear if anybody else has like a similar, you know, family motto or quote or something that they've kind of picked up with their Scentsy life. So
It's funny. Yeah, well,
I don't think that.
I'll just share mine.
Go ahead.
The only way to achieve the impossible is to believe it is possible. You have to be like radically mad as in Mad Hatter, like crazy, to believe that it's possible, and like just jump in, because until you believe that it's possible, it's never gonna happen. It's never gonna happen until you believe that it's there. So that's the thing that's carried me throughout this entire experience. Go for it, Daryl.
I was just gonna say, we don't have like, something specific that we say, but one thing that, because you hear a lot of, well, I can't do this, or nobody's doing this, or it's whether you can or can't, you're right. And it is all a mindset. We talk about mindset with our team constantly, because if you have that mindset of, well, nothing is working, then nothing will work. You'll stop putting in the effort. You'll stop caring about doing the things, and you won't do the things because they're not working. And as that thing isn't working, your brain stops working to think about other things that you could do differently. So it's shift your mindset is what I'll say.
Yeah, like
Shift
what
your
you just
mindset.
said, Daryl, about like the if something's not working for you, but then what Todd said about like trial and error, and I even wrote it down, you got to pivot and learn new things. That was the big game changer from when I started taking my business seriously too. That's totally, like, absolutely related to that, for sure.
One last thing I'll say is don't stop trying new things. Leslie and I are constantly talking about the different things that we could do to to grow our team, or to get more PRV, or how to reach more people. Like, we're all the time, multiple days during the week, like trying to figure out, okay, so we did this for this long, that didn't work, how can we adjust? So if you're not course correcting at all throughout your business, then you're gonna get stuck.
You're gonna hit a wall.
And you can't do something for a couple of days or a couple of weeks and expect results. You've got to 6 months or more before you can start seeing those returns, because from this moment now, if you change up something that you're doing and you start today and you put that message out there, those are just little seeds you're planting, and it takes time for seeds to grow. So don't get impatient. Trust the process. Trust yourself, and give it the time that it needs, and never stop doing it. You can't send out 5 messages and be like, okay, well, I'm done. It didn't work. They didn't write back, or whatever.
Who wants to join? I've heard that a few times this month. I'm like,
right.
I've asked everyone. Everyone?
Yeah.
Because I don't
Like,
know.
yeah, what about your brother, sister's cousin? Well, your brother's sister would be your sister. So, so
Now we're getting confused.
yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Just to kind of piggyback on what Daryl said there.
it's a riddle. Oh my goodness, I love it. Anybody want to end anything, like any last thoughts?
Well, just to piggyback on what Daryl was saying, a huge takeaway from SFR, when you're trying, no matter what you're trying, however long you're trying to do it, presenting the real you is key. I'd always thought, I can talk to anybody how they want to be spoken to, but I found I would get a lot more interest in the products and samples and Scentsy in general when I started presenting myself as an excited male consultant, talking about wax and senses and warmers, like presenting the real you. And that's why I like the word try. T, the, R, real, Y, you. Try the real you. Always bringing that along with you. Whatever you're trying, you got the real you with you.
How does, I'm curious, Star Wars fan, how does Yoda's quote, "Do there is no try," work into that situation?
How did Order 66 work out for them? They blew it.
I'm not that huge a fan that I know what that is. But anyways. All right, we're going to end the recording. Thank you for watching the replay. Leave a comment in the comments below and let us know what you thought of tonight and your takeaway.